Hey gorgeous, welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. I hope you're all doing well. So first of all, I want to apologize. I know it has been a while. I think the last video that I actually recorded for you guys must have been like maybe 6 or 7 months ago. It's a very long time. I know that I did mention this in my previous house building videos, the old ones. I was actually in a bit of a situation myself. I have been experiencing some lack of inspiration to build new houses, and also I was moving houses myself. And to make a very long story short, the process of trying to arrange a mortgage, of selling my old apartment, and then, doing renovations on the new house and moving, everything was just a lot more stressful than what I could have ever anticipated. So that really meant, for me, that really means when I'm, very stressful, I start to kind of lose inspiration altogether. So basically all I did in the past couple of months to get my mind off things is read books. I've read a lot of books, but I've not really played The Sims anymore. Since I did my last video, basically. So another thing that, didn't help with this lack of inspiration was that I wasn't really feeling the direction that I took New Crest in for my save file. So I have decided to take it in a different direction. So originally, you might remember, is that I wanted New Crest to be more newer development houses. Whereas Willow Creek, everything is in this sort of Victorian New Orleans style. And I love that style. Like, I'm pretty much obsessed with everything New Orleans related. And I decided that, you know what, I'm just not feeling this style, and I love that other style. So I'm going to start over. I'm going to bulldoze the houses that I've already built. Don't worry, the videos are still up on my channel, and those will remain on my channel. But for my actual save file, I'm not going to use them personally. And I am going to kind of continue that Victorian build style, because I feel like if you look at the surrounding houses and architecture in New Crest, you can really feel that it is definitely more of an extension to Willow Creek. So I wanted to kind of roll with that and basically make this world into an extension of Willow Creek, because also I'm going to use quite a few families that I feel either should have been in Willow Creek in the first place, because they are families from The Sims 2 Pleasant View or Sunset Valley in The Sims 3, and I would imagine that they kind of know each other. So yeah, that's sort of the new direction that I'm taking this save file in. You might have already seen the background as well, that I have done a couple of builds. So I built 2 starter houses. This is sort of in that cheaper area of New Crest, and I built 2 starter houses there. Currently, no families live in them. I kind of plan on leaving them empty anyway, so that if you want to download this save file and you just kind of want to use it but still play with your own Sims, you can just move them into that starter house if you want to. And also I built a little park area, which I thought would look nice. It's always good to have some community lots around, I feel, for your Sims to go to and do stuff. So that's basically the direction that I'm taking this save file in. This specific house, you might be able to tell from the title, is going to be the new and improved house for the Oldie family. Now, I have already built a house for the Oldie family, which was kind of a cottage style house, and I did really like that house, but again, it does not fit into the new aesthetic that I'm going for New Crest. So this is more like a Victorian and older, sort of typical American, not a townhouse, what would you call this? I'm not sure, just like a Victorian house, basically. And yeah, I feel like that style also quite suits the Oldie family. Obviously, the Oldies, if you don't know, they're two elder Sims. They are the adoptive parents to Mary Sue Pleasant, who we all know and love. I already built the Pleasant family a house in Willow Creek, obviously, so you can check that out on my channel if you want to. But yeah, in The Sims 2, the Oldie families were first introduced. I don't think they were actually in a house. They were just kind of like a library family, but I wanted to put them in the world as well. And I believe I saw someone do a really, really nice overview of my save file, and for some reason the game moved the Oldie families into Forgotten Hollow, which I feel very, very bad about. So I feel like they deserve a nice house like this for my new save file. So yeah, in the previous video I already went into the storyline that I have in mind for the Oldie family, but just to kind of refresh your memory and mine as well, of course. The Oldie family, being the adoptive parents of Mary Sue, they have a very, very close relationship to their daughter, and also have a pretty good relationship to their grandchildren, so Lilith and Angela Pleasant. And if you remember, Lilith, she ran away from home, but I would imagine that, you know, she still visits her grandparents when she can, and they're very, very kind to her. They don't judge her for, you know, not wanting to live in the family house anymore. Also because the Oldies, they have a very, very poor relationship to Daniel Pleasant. They really don't like him, and let's be honest, who can blame them? Daniel is just not a very nice man. He cheats on Mary Sue. He has cheated on her in the past with Kaylin Langerak, and that affair has kind of ended because of Kaylin's, you know, personal situation, which I've already explained in my save file overview. But right now he actually has an affair with his neighbor, who is the roommate to Nina Caliente. So there's also still a lot of drama there, of course. And I don't actually imagine the Oldie family to be aware of the fact that that Daniel cheats on their daughter. But I guess if you're a parent, and I'm not a parent, but if you're a parent, I feel like you often can judge really well whether or not your child's parent is good for them, and they can just kind of sense that something is off about Daniel. So they've never really gotten along, but you know, they still try and kind of make the best of it, but basically they just despise each other. So, you know, that is some potential drama right there. But I guess it's also, you know, it's common. It happens in families where, you know, parents-in-law don't really get along with their children's partners. That's quite normal. But in this case, obviously, Daniel is not a nice sim at all. So yeah, we are moving on to the bedroom. This is the bedroom of the Oldie family itself. This house actually has 2 bedrooms. There's an additional bedroom which I imagine maybe used to be Mary Sue's old childhood bedroom. Right now it's being used as like a bedroom for when the grandchildren come to stay. So there's still like a very childy aesthetic there. There's some old toys that, you know, they just can't bring themselves to get rid of. That's kind of how we imagine them to be. And also there's a second floor in this house, which you might be able to tell from the staircase, but there's not much up there. I just basically wanted to build that second store to kind of make a more dramatic Victorian entrance. That's the double story with a large chandelier. But basically it's just like kind of an attic space, really. I just put some random stuff in there, such as Christmas decorations. to kind of fill up the space. But you know, if you want to download this house, which by the way you can, my origin ID is BriaSimsYT, so you should be able to find it there. You can use it as like an additional bedroom if you want to, and then you can make this house easily into a 3-bedroom house. Although there's only 1 bathroom, which is maybe not ideal. It's a Jack and Jill kind of bathroom, which is quite realistic in Victorian houses. But in real life, like for me personally, I would not really like that in my own house. But you know, it's The Sims. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I quite like the fact that this is a 1-story house, sort of, like not necessarily, but all the living space is downstairs. I feel like that makes the house very playable. It's much easier to navigate your Sims around a single-story house. And for me personally, I find that when I'm playing with a house that's the 2nd story and I'm playing with a larger family, for example, with multiple Sims, I kind of lose track of them. And I just kind of need to see them in front of me. And maybe that's because I have ADHD. Maybe it's completely normal. I don't know. Yeah, so in terms of what these Sims like, I kind of imagine them to be quite into cooking and gardening. So outside I also put some like a planter area, and it's a nice kitchen for them to enjoy. These are just a very wholesome family, probably retired. So yeah. That's basically it, guys. And I also think we are near the end of the speed building part of this video. So I'm going to leave this voiceover right here. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know by leaving a like or a comment, or feel free to subscribe. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!